to have fun.
We're going to have fun. Hi.
Hi.
This is Stayfhomekins. My name is Paul F. Tompkins.
My name is Janie Haddad Tompkins.
I am a comedian.
I am an actress.
We are married.
And we do this podcast all the time.
Every time.
It's free. And
you get what you pay for.
And it's basically just like our after dinner conversation on our date night.
We literally just had dinner.
And I'm having my weekend water. So, Paul, what is this you asked, Paul? Did you ask what this was?
Yeah, I did, but I turned off my mic. I didn't want to be rude.
I'll tell you. So so I'm having a Negrana.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just a Negroni. It's a Negrana.
It's a modified Negroni.
So basically, our podcast friends over at Ask Rana and Brian,
that's right.
They have a signature cocktail.
Cocktail of the summer called the Negrana.
And they sent us a lovely bottle of it. You going to try?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I don't know like much about Negronis. That's like not one I usually get.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. It's like sweet but it's kind of like would you call it like herbal kind of?
Yes, there's an earthy anisette taste note of,
and it's like a nice, like pretty rose color.
It's beautiful. It comes in a beautiful bottle.
So just go to negrana.com if you're interested. That's negronna.com.
And we were not even paid nor even asked to do this ad, but we just did it.
No, but I'm trying. It's more like it's just like a share than an ad.
It's a share.
You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, what are you having?
I'm having fucking wine like I always do.
Oh, where did your wine come?
This is from our pals at Usual Wines.
Yes, Usual Wines. Yes. Not really advertising with this at the moment, but we still love them. We're still here, guys.
Hey, Usual. It doesn't matter if you advertise with us or not. I'll still drink you.
Yeah, you're still cool.
Yeah,
all right.
You're still cool.
We're back in Los Angeles. Our last episode, we were in South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're back in like, I wish I were still in South Carolina at the moment.
Why is that, my honey?
I'm just, I don't like August in Los Angeles. It's fire season.
Yeah.
There's a drought here. Mm-hmm. Literally, it's like people are going to run out of drinking water in California.
There's a dumb recall election maybe is going to happen.
Oh, yeah. Well, the election's definitely happening. We already voted in the recall election.
Yes, but I mean, I meant we voted whether or not to have a recall. That's not the recall election.
What do you mean?
If the recall, I said there might be a recall election. Recall election.
I think actually that's mistaken. What you're saying is mistaken.
It's not.
Well, then why was there a second question on the ballot? That's the recall election.
That's the recall.
That's the election. There's not going to be a separate. You know what,
honey? You fucking got me. You got me. That's exactly right. You're right.
It's like a two birds, one stone thing.
Exactly.
Question number one is, should we have a recall? Question number two is, if we have a recall, who do you want out of these 47 weirdos?
It's quite a crop. It's quite a collection of people.
Angeline is one.
Of course. Perennial gubernatorial candidate. Angeline.
Oh, wait. Was she in remember that recall in 2000?
Yeah, she was there. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She never runs for mayor.
She doesn't run for mayor. Well, yeah. Anyway.
She's thinking bigger. She cares about the whole state.
Anyway, I was just complaining about August.
Yes, the dog days. We're in the dog days right now.
What does that mean?
I mean, it's the worst part of August.
But are they dog days? What is the dog part?
Here's what I'm going to hazard a guess. And I wonder if...
Get your emails ready, guys.
No, don't.
stayfhomekins@gmail.com.
I would bet that it is somehow related to the expression about heat. It's an old expression that only mad dogs and Englishmen can thrive in such a heat. I'm messing it up, but that's the idea, is that it's so hot that the only people that could be okay with it are mad dogs and Englishmen.
Why are Englishmen good in heat? I don't think of like England as like hot.
I mean, it can get hot in the summertime, but I guess they also.
But that's not the example I'm going to give.
They also like to colonialize many hot places.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know where that expression originates, but I always linked them in my mind, dog days and that expression.
I feel like I get like seasonal affective disorder in the sun. Like,
wow.
I don't like
bucking the trend.
Well, okay. People are going to get so mad because I've tweeted this before and people lose their fucking minds. We're in the middle of daylight savings time. It's my least favorite time of times. I prefer a standard time.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, oh no, it's better to have it light until like midnight at night or whatever. And that is not how it works for staving off like depression.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically the morning light is the light that is supposed to hit you. Oh, our little Amazon thing was
chiming in
having a little hissy fit over
the
there.
First 3 notes of black coffee in bed, as it always does.
Do.
Exactly.
Do. Anyway, I like standard time because you get the light in the morning.
Yeah.
Which is better for my mood.
Sure.
Okay.
I hear you.
And people are like, oh no, the days are longer. The days aren't longer or shorter.
The nights are not stronger than moonshine.
The days are the days. Like it's not. People are like, oh, longer or shorter. No, it's not that way. It's the same amount of daylight and the same amount of night
I
light.
think people know that. I think
don't think they do. I don't think they do. No. Based on my Twitter responses, they do not know that.
Well, now you're just feeding the trolls, darling. But
I don't like to feed the trolls.
I know.
Even though, you know, I don't know. You got to get your kicks out there, I guess.
Hey, trolls got to eat. I will say this. I don't think I used to feel more like you, and I think that I don't mind it so much anymore. I like both. I like having the change, you know? But I do, my favorite, I think, is standard time. I like when it gets dark earlier.
My standard time bitches are.
Yeah, and it becomes nighttime. And it feels like a more clear demarcation of like after, 5 o'clock, it's night. And you do nighttime things.
But that's not even like a standard time thing because it's like standard time. If we were in standard time right now.
And I know you wish we were.
Then it would still be light longer. It's because it's summer. That's like, it doesn't.
Right. But I mean.
Impact that's what I mean by like the days are the days and the nights are the nights.
True. No, absolutely. But it is like, it is a different, although it's the same hours of light, they do get slightly shifted. So it gets darker a little bit earlier.
And then people are like, oh, people who work night shifts, people who work morning shifts, the children in the bus stops and this and that. And it's like
a man selling ice cream.
Like I can't, like everybody has got to do their thing.
Everybody's got to do that. Look, people that work night shifts, does it make a difference to them?
People who work night shifts, like that's a hard road, man.
It is, but it's like
some people are more suited to it.
Yes, some people are
they have like a way to do it.
Absolutely, yeah. But look, when you were a kid, though, you had to love the daylight savings because it meant more summertime fun.
When you were a kid, you liked it because it was like, I'm not going to bed.
Yeah, it's not even dark.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Who are you talking about? I'm not going to bed.
I'm not going to bed, Mom and Dad.
What are you talking about?
Ain't got Mom and Dad.
What would you do? What was your summertime thing when you were like little kid? Like what would you and your little friends do? The pool? What about at night?
Yeah, the pool.
What about at night? Did you have any nighttime games?
I don't know.
Flashlight tag?
No.
Wow.
No.
Flashlight tag was a good one.
I don't like to be outside. Has that not been established on here before?
When you were a kid?
I guess.
It was the pool or nothing?
I mean, no, I was outside. Like, I'd ride my bike around, go see friends, da-da-da-da-da. But, like, I always liked being inside, like, to do things.
True.
I don't know.
You're an indoor baby.
I like, I don't know.
You're a water baby and you're an indoor baby.
Nighttime things, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't remember a lot of nighttime, like, playing outside.
Right. We lived for that.
You did?
Me and my...
And it got dark pretty late up in Pennsylvania, I bet.
Me and my brothers and my cousins would play flashlight tag, like, forever. It was, like, all summer long. I loved it.
That sounds fun, actually.
It was fun.
That does sound fun.
Where you grew up would have been great for flashlight tag. There would have been so many places to hide. There's hardly any traffic. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could see a car coming from a mile away.
Right.
Know? That would have been a good
ideal
place.
conditions.
Ideal conditions.
You know, there's an issue now with light pollution. Have you read about this? There's like, oh yeah.
Worldwide?
I think so. But like, there are not a lot of places where you can see the stars because of light pollution.
Yeah.
And like, I know we contribute to that because we have twinkly lights in our yard, and it always like kills me because I'm like, oh, we're adding to this problem, you know?
You never told me that you thought we were adding to the light pollution problem.
And there's like places now that will advertise like you can see the night sky here, like in the desert, like in Joshua Tree or something, because of modern life, and also LED. LED has caused a big issue with it,
and it caused COVID. Let's make that a conspiracy that LED lights cause COVID.
People who are like, we need to know where COVID come from. Yeah, we need to know where it comes from because of science. That's the big reason why we need to know.
Is it like we need to know so we can go to war?
Yes. They think like we were like targeted. I'm like, okay, we're targeted and it affected even the people who unleashed it on themselves. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
We're targeted by so much shit all the time.
Yeah, we are. The world hates us. We're terrible.
It's true. And you know what? You can't blame them a lot of the time.
I mean, that's true.
We did give them rock and roll and blue jeans.
A lot of TV.
Although
I like a lot of foreign TV.
The Muppets.
Oh, yeah, the Muppets. What else?
Mariah Carey. What are the good things that we gave the world?
I guess we landed on the stupid moon. Is that like something? That's what I was supposed to give us. Like, supposed to be like advancing like science somehow that we did all that. I'm like,
it did though.
Did it?
It absolutely did.
Why? Because like NASA like invented Velcro or whatever.
But a million things like that.
Okay,
it's true
fine,
though. It really is true.
Fine.
You got to give them that.
Okay, fine.
What else? Potpourri? Did we give the world potpourri?
God, I hope not. Potpourri sucks.
I hate it.
Y'all, I'm sorry if you like potpourri, but it is weird.
We're not fans here. It's weird. A basket of dead leaves and shit. What is this? A Hobbiton?
Also, it doesn't work. Like, I used to have potpourri in my drawers. No, nothing.
Your drawers?
In my drawers. I mean, not in my underwear, my actual bureau.
Not in my underclothes.
But I put it in my bureau.
In my shiffer robe.
I put it in my shiffer robe. And it just was like tea in there. I don't know. Whatever. I took some antihistamine up my nose before this. That's another reason August isn't, and the fires and everything is like.
You mentioned the fires. You did not mention the allergens.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's not particularly pleasant for me to be outside right now.
It's true.
And maybe that's one of the reasons why outside is less. I do like the natural beauty of the earth, though.
Sure. It's great. That's why we have Apple TV screensaver. Poor honey. You're just like one of the others. You can't go out there.
Do you like being outside more than inside?
Yeah, I think I like
what
them
about
both.
bugs?
I think I like them both equally.
What about bugs?
Bugs, not a big fan. I try not to bother them. I wish they wouldn't bother me.
Okay, before we left for South Carolina, you were like out back doing like your, I don't know, podcast this or whatever.
Some old bullshit that you do.
I was like Zooming with my family in West Virginia. And all of a sudden, there were like all of these flies everywhere in the house, like Amityville horror level. So I'm like walking around with my phone while I'm zooming them or whatever. And I grab the fly swatter and I'm just like swatting at they're on the big front window. I'm like swatting and swatting. I killed like 20. I was like Miyagi. I killed like 25. And then they were all like laughing at me. And they were like, "Oh my God, you got to find the source." I'm like, "There is no source. I've been all over I've been all over the house. Like, there's nothing." And they're like, "Oh, it could be like a banana peel forgotten in the corner." I'm like, "Our house is 1,000 square feet. There's no fucking banana peel." Like, I was like,
I don't leave a banana peel in this house.
Yeah, I'm like,
in this house, put that on the sign. Gotta put that on the sign. We do not lose track of produce.
In this house, we love our neighbor. We biodegrade our banana peels. We denounce fascism. What are those signs?
We renounce Satan and all his works. In this house, we believe love is love. Equal pay means equal rights.
In this house?
He who dealt it, smelt it. Gas, grass, or ass, no one rides for free.
In this house? In this house, shoes, shirt, and
no service.
In this house?
In this house, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
In this house?
It ain't the emotion of the ocean, it's how the boat floats. I'm doing them all backwards.
In this house? In this house, you think your hot's not on a silver platter, but really cold burgers on a paper plate. In this house? Wait.
In this house, if you keep honking, I'm reloading.
In this house, protected by Smith & Wesson.
In this house, never mind the dog, beware of the owner.
In this house, Jesus is God is my, what is it? I don't know.
Jesus is my co-pilot.
Jesus is my co-pilot. In this house,
God, guns, and guts made America free. Let's keep all three.
In this house? I mean, like, I don't know. Like, when the people have the in this house signs, I like them because they're always a positive message. Like, I like that.
Yes.
It's a lot to read.
It's a lot to read. A lot of different colors.
And fonts.
And it's like, how do you choose which are the most visible? Because it makes me think, oh, you don't care that much about this one. You buried the lead on this. Yeah. Black background, you're going to go like deep magenta? Come on.
In this house, I kill flies.
Well, my husband podcast.
In this house, I don't know. I'm just like in a state. I'm in a place.
You are in a state and a place for sure.
I'm trying to curate my news intake because things are shit.
Yeah.
Things are shit.
Yeah. I just saw today.
But I can't.
That people are in Mississippi are taking like these like cow medicine.
Okay.
To treat COVID.
What do you mean cow medicine? What does that mean?
It's some kind of pills.
Like it's
for
a
cows.
Big pill? It's real big?
I mean, I would imagine.
Do you chew it like cud?
I don't know what size they are.
Because you know how people are like,
it's bigger
that looks like a horse pill.
Yeah, I bet it's bigger than
that thing's like a...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I know about that, yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, a cow kind of sometimes feels a little bigger than a horse. I'm just saying.
Do you know why?
Because they're shorter.
They're lower to the ground. And so we can see their faces and we can judge the size. Horses all the way up there.
One time I drove.
You don't know how big that horse is till you're in the French hospital. And that fucking thing comes in.
Oh, that horse meme?
Yeah, steps on your air hose.
That one time I drove through Texas on the way.
By God, Texas?
It was like we were on our way to New Mexico.
You didn't mess with it, did you?
I didn't mess it. It's too big to mess.
In this house? We don't mess with Texas. In this house, we keep Austin weird.
In this house? So, because I went to grad school in Texas, y'all, in Dallas, right in the middle.
Okay.
By the way, that was when I first got to Texas, because I auditioned for the program. I got offered the scholarship. Like before I went and looked at the school, I wanted to be at that school just based on the program, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I had never been to Texas before. Mm-hmm. And I was stunned by how flat and vast it was. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is in the middle part, Dallas, Yeah. It was wild to me because I grew up on the East Coast in very extreme geographies.
Yes.
Like the mountains or the ocean coast, like West Virginia, Appalachian Mountains, South Carolina, Low Country Coast. Very extreme geographies that I didn't know about, the plains or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so, anyway, we were driving through Texas. So we were spending the summer in Taos, New Mexico. So we were driving, and it went on forever.
Yep.
Forever. Mm-hmm. And I'm from small states. So I would get there and I'd be like, oh, do you know Steve? He's from Texas. In my mind, I'm in South Carolina or West Virginia, someone might know someone connected to somebody. It's, right. And they're like, this is a different situation in Texas. Mm-hmm. But we drove through this area where there was a cattle slaughterhouse, off the freeway or off the highway or something. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I had never experienced that odor before.
Yeah, it's quite something.
You have experienced it?
I've experienced that. I've also experienced a hog farm.
Ooh.
That is intense. And that's you're driving past it, and there's people,
and you're not far, and you're not close to it.
Yeah,
you're it's
exactly.
It's off the thing,
and all you can think about is imagine if you were there,
worked there.
Yeah.
I assume you become sort of accustomed.
You would have to, right?
The life of that.
Yeah.
I was stunned. I was like, wow. I was stunned. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we're talking about cow pills, and people are taking them for COVID.
Yeah. And the I guess, a health official had to come out and say, hey, don't do this. This isn't going to help your COVID. Okay. Because people are going to the hospital.
So the big news today on COVID was that the FDA is going to officially approve the Pfizer vaccine in a week.
Right.
So
that means all these people are now going to get it because that's all they were waiting for.
Yeah. Actually, I think it is.
I bet for real.
No,
of
because
course, there are some people.
There has been. They've been reporting an uptick in people taking the vaccine lately.
But there are a lot of people that have just been saying that. They just like saying it hasn't been approved by the FDA, and then now that it has, they're not going to do anything.
But OxyContin's approved. But it's okay, guys. I mean, come on.
No, this is great.
But everyone's like, oh, people don't trust the government, and it's like, yeah, they do. They're trusting the government all the time.
Yes, exactly.
I understand a healthy mistrust of new things. Well, I understand that.
Of course.
But people are like, oh no, they don't mistrust the government. And you're like, bullshit. You trust the government every fucking day of your life.
Yeah.
And you don't even acknowledge that there's so much hypocrisy. It's not a deep thinking argument.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents, y'all.
Well, it's just an easy way to justify a lot of things that you don't want to do and a lot of things that you don't want to, that are common sense things that you were scared of for some reason, or you have convinced yourself are some nefarious scheme. I mean, the 5G shit that Bill Gates is putting my.
This is the thing, because we were talking about this last night at dinner about the 5G chip or whatever. I'm like, so now they're saying we might need boosters because this new variant's so strong, blah, blah, blah. And so now it's so what's the conspiracy now that we need a third chip?
The first chips didn't work.
But then we got the second.
Then they perfected the chips.
And now they've double perfect.
They didn't. They needed the 2 shots.
So we're just getting so many chips.
Because
we're getting chipped.
First, you get the chip, and then the second shot is like I don't know, like a backup chip, and then the third one is an improvement on the first chip.
It's like when you have to update your iPhone.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like a software update. Is that what it is?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It fixes some bugs.
Maybe. I mean, you don't think by the way, people who say that, like, you don't think that they would have perfected it before they started administering it to the world?
No, nobody says that. I said that. Oh, you mean the vaccine itself, not the chip?
No, the chip.
No, the chip.
The people who believe it. No, I'm saying
theory.
people who believe that.
Wait, do people believe that? I thought I was making this up.
People believe the vaccine puts a chip in you.
Yes.
And if they're justifying it and saying, well, you had to get a second chip and then you had to get a third one because they're perfecting it. So basically
I thought I was just saying that. You're saying other people are saying this?
I'm saying that's got to be what they're saying, because why would they?
Well, I would like to hear what people
also, like, Bill Gates is like chipping the world. He's chipping the world.
Everybody's already fucking chipped. It's ridiculous.
But the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why?
He wants to keep tabs on everybody.
Everyone in the world?
Oh, my God. You know what it is?
What?
He's going to be Santa Claus. This makes sense to me now.
It does?
Yes. Because before it was only little kids that got presents.
Now that's why
they don't need the chip. They don't need the chip because they're already taken care of. He needs the chip so Bill Gates can. Oh my God! This means he's built a sleigh that can fly. He's genetically engineered reindeer that can fly.
You just made me realize, like, stupid Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. Yeah.
Mask.
What's his name?
Elon Musk.
He's like, okay, like, they're all like going to the moon when they should be building a sleigh.
Yeah, when Bill Gates...
A flying sleigh.
When Bill Gates reveals this is why he doesn't need to fucking go in space.
When Bill Gates reveals this, he's going to fucking smoke Elon Musk. He's going to smoke Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. They're going to be like, everybody's going to turn on them.
They're going to be like, fuck you for going to the fucking moon.
Bill Gates is Santa Claus.
Bill Gates is fucking Santa Claus, and he chipped the goddamn world, you dumb fucks.
So now we all get presents. Now we can write letters to Bill Gates.
By the way, like, Jeff Bezos should be the one to make the sleigh because he has the infrastructure to deliver us all presents.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
He's the worst robber baron, in my opinion, because he has all of this ability to make shit go so much better for everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, he could be a fucking hero.
The things he could do for the world.
He could be fucking with every powerful person in the universe by being like, fuck you, I'm going to send everybody, like, to college, or fuck you, I'm going to send whatever, you know?
He is a true piece of shit. Well, we got to take a break.
Because we have to deliver you a very fun words from our sponsors.
A very fun words from our sponsors after I press pause. Is there something interfering with your happiness or is preventing you from achieving your goals? For me, it was me. I was in my own way, as the saying goes. And then I started talking to a professional, and it really helped me out in a gigantic way. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. It is not a crisis line. It is not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. It is more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted daily. Visit betterhelp.com/homekins. That's better, H-E-L-P, and join the it's not be better. It is better, H-E-L-P, and you can join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. So the special offer for Stay Homekins listeners gets you 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/homekins.
Do you believe in magic? Spells Spoon. What's the best thing in the world to eat? It's cereal. We all know it is, and we love having it in the house, don't you? Well, guess what? Magic Spoon has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein. Okay, so that's good for you. Only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. Only 140 calories a serving. Are you kidding me? It's keto friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low carb. And you can build your own box. The available flavors to build your very own custom bundle are cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, blueberry, cinnamon, cookies and cream, and maple waffle. They just brought back cookies and cream and maple waffle. Very popular flavors. They sold out, so you better get yours now. Okay, Magic Spoon is healthy but delicious, and we love the great flavors. So please go to magicspoon.com/homekins to grab a custom bundle of cereal and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code HOMEKINS at checkout to save $5 off your order. They're so confident in their product that if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. So get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/homekins with the code HOMEKINS to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon. Let's face it, the most exciting time of the day is when you get to make dinner. Well, you don't have to think about it so much anymore. You can use America's favorite meal kit.
Oh, I know what it is.
Green Chef. Green Chef lets you choose from a wide array of easy-to-follow recipes perfect for keto, paleo, plant-powered diets, or even if you just want to eat in a more balanced way, which is what we always choose is the balanced one. It's really delicious. Mm-hmm. Everything is hand-picked, featuring organic veggies and high-quality proteins delivered to your door, pre-measured and mostly prepped in insulated packaging. So basically what you do is you subscribe. This box comes to you. Everything's like refrigerated and portioned out. Mm-hmm. You get this beautiful photographic recipe card that tells you exactly how to prepare the meal. Yeah. And then this is the best part is that when you make the meal, it looks like the photo on the recipe card.
It actually looks like the picture.
I love Green Chef because first of all, I like to cook in my own kitchen and make something at home, number one. Yes. Number two, I like that they take out like the thinking part of like meal planning. They have a million brains doing the imagination part for you. And number three, it adds variety to my diet because I'm not just making the same things over and over again.
Number four, it's now a major motion picture starring Dev Patel.
So please go to greenchef.com/homekins100 and use code homekins100 to get $100 off, including free shipping. That's greenchef.com/homekins100 with code homekins100 to get $100 off, including free shipping. The number one meal kit for eating well.
Green Chef.
Green Chef.
We're back.
We're back, guys.
Do you know what's funny? We were talking about this the other day, too, is that we spent 2 weeks in South Carolina, the place, the town that COVID forgot. Right. Because they pretend that it didn't happen, but the hospital is a different story.
Right.
And we were going to all these restaurants and everything and really like trusting that vaccine.
Oh, yeah. We were like, remember 2019?
Yeah. And now we're back here.
And we're back to 2020.
I don't know. Should we sit at that restaurant outdoors?
Where the vaccination rate here is like 78% in our neighborhood versus like under 40% where we were before.
It was like a weird opposite of survival instinct that we were experiencing. And now
we wanted to be on vacation, and that stupidly included feeling like we could be on vacation away from the pandemic, but the pandemic is not over.
The pandemic does not take a vacation.
No.
Hey, while you're still lying in bed, the pandemic is infecting people.
Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. Pandemics blow.
You know what, honey? I think I agree with you.
I think they blow.
They truly blow. And I don't care if a pandemic is listening to this. I'll say it to its face. But I think that, I don't know. We're back now to, I think, you know what I think it was too? I think it was, tell me if this makes sense, that we had this sort of internal feeling of like, well, why did I get that vaccine then? Like if I'm not, I got it so I could live my life a little more, you know?
But the problem with, I agree with you, but the way it is supposed to work for herd immunity was for like 80% above to get it.
Exactly.
And there were people who were not getting it because they're like fucking assholes.
Yeah.
I mean, eligible people, not
so we wouldn't have
they're not the ineligible people, guys.
Yeah. We wouldn't have the delta, the lambda, the omega, the beta, the delta.
Because
delta
basically, like the way the epidemiologists talk about it is if you're eligible and you're refusing it, you're basically just tinder for this thing to burn through. It's like because we live in a place where there's fire season, so we understand that. Like there's fuel.
We don't take the word tinder lightly here.
Well, there's just fuel. There's just all this fuel.
Yeah.
For it to run through, you know, and mutate and get stronger, just like a fire, like a forest fire does. It gets stronger, gets hotter, gets more, you know, menacing.
What is the religious take on this, I wonder? Because like AIDS,
there's not a religious
take. There were a lot of evangelicals that were like, this is a punishment on gay people.
No, but there's not a religious take because if you're truly religious and you're interested in the greater good of society, you take the vaccine. Well, and that God has delivered this to us.
That's not who we're talking about. We're talking about like fundamentalist evangelical people that view everything as some sort of message from God. But I haven't heard anything about this.
Some people, I've been seeing anecdotal things online where the people will be like, I'm sick and on a ventilator and I'm still not going to get it because it's God's plan or whatever.
Wait, they think God's plan is that you're sick and on a ventilator, but you're not going to get COVID?
My time is my time.
Oh, my time is my time. Sure.
No. That God has decided to take them and they're ready or something.
In an excruciating way.
But they don't. Well, the part of that is that like not mentioned on those anecdotal things I've seen going around is that God would not want you to give it to other vulnerable people. I would hope not. I would hope not.
Yes.
Listen, I don't know. All I know is like it's just like I have this theory. I have this theory about America right now.
Oh boy.
I think that there's a lot of dysfunction, obviously. And I think one of the things that might help like LA some of the dysfunction is if they pass voting rights. And the reason I say that is not just because we're so supposedly a democracy, you know, and democracy's on the line, but we are so imbalanced and weighted toward being governed by such a small amount of people in the country that we would not even be like giving any credence to some of these crazy ideas that are like anti-science, anti-this and that. Right. If we had not had like opened the floodgates to allowing that to be the loudest voice, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
So if we could balance out like representation and actually, which is what the supposed government was supposed to be founded on in the first place, you know, after a lot of like fixes because you know men and people of color, but women getting the right to blah blah blah. But like the idea of like achieving it as we go along, we shouldn't be going backwards from that. We should be like doing it more. And I think voting rights is kind of like the key to some of this misinformation bullshit. I'm sorry, but I do.
I know. I wonder because I think it would obviously help a lot in terms of policy that would help more people. But I think there's also the media has been doing this both sides thing forever.
I know.
And it's like
the media is fucked up right now.
Now it's more like they're giving more airtime to just people that are out of their minds, you know, with dumb conspiracy theories and everything, and treating it like it's a valid viewpoint. And it's just not. You know, it's just not.
But I don't know. I mean, Is the media really that powerful?
Yeah.
Well, then we're fucked because the internet is the internet. I'm serious.
Well, there's the internet too. It's like
to me, the internet is also media.
If you want to find somebody that agrees with you, you can find tons of people. And it makes you feel like, no, I'm not crazy. I'm not stupid. Here's all these other people that agree with me. And it's like, but then it gets into, like fucking through the looking glass or whatever, because then you're like, well, I guess I could say the same thing about myself, that, I believe in these things that are based on proof and common sense, but that's what those people are saying, So then
know.
it gets to a point
you're being
where
gaslit.
you're like, am I the crazy one?
No, because it's like there's a gaslighting sort of effect of it.
I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's intentional gaslighting, because they're not. I don't know. I see what you're saying.
We don't have a common morality. We don't have a common,
and that's very unfortunate.
We don't have a common sort of decency.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of a thing that needs to. I know there's the battle for the soul of America, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of true though, I feel like times of peace or peace, whatever. Mm-hmm. There's not peace in America right now.
No.
There's just not.
No.
This is not a peaceful, we're not, it's Cuckoo.
Cuckoo, hello, where have you been?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like this is the longest we've gone without hearing from Cuckoo.
We should have a Cuckoo, stayfhomekins something.
Cuckoo is the fifth character of the podcast.
It's the fifth character. Yeah. I wonder, maybe something's coming.
We can't say.
I can't say yet.
We can't say.
Just remember.
Who knows?
We're just not living in peace. This is not peacetime. We're not at war. It's an ideological war.
Yeah, and here's what's part of that is that why it seems so ugly right now is because as more marginalized groups in this country were gaining voices, because we have not, the country has not been at peace probably since its inception, but it didn't affect people like you and me that much. We weren't aware of a lot of the struggles that were going on.
Well, because of white supremacy, and we benefit from
some
white
people
supremacy.
Have been embattled, forever, and we didn't realize it because it's not something we see all the time.
True.
But now that marginalized people are gaining their voices and are being heard more and more, it makes the white supremacist faction of this country
rise up.
It makes them feel that they're like, what about us? Because they refuse to see it through a different lens.
Right.
They refuse. And you can talk about ignorance, you can talk about whatever, but there's no excuse anymore.
No, it's a pathology. I mean, I think
look, it's the way this country is structured and has been. But at this point, if you're not hearing what other people have to say, you're choosing not to hear that. You're dismissing it. You're saying it's too hard for you to hear. I
think there should be joy in hearing other people.
For sure. There should be.
When I don't know, I know I'm Gen X, I'm fucking old, whatever. I feel like I remember being taught America's this melting pot and it was this wonderful thing. And really you see it's just a fucking farce.
Exactly.
It is a melting pot, but we're all burning each other. You know what I'm saying? It's not like this beautiful fucking unicorn and rainbows shit.
I don't think there's anything wrong with teaching the ideal along with the reality and saying this is what we're shooting for.
No, I agree.
This is what we're trying to do, or we should be trying to do. But when people now are like, black people have just as much chance as anybody else in this country. It's that's not really true. And you kind of know that that's not true. And you're pretending that you don't know that. But it can't even be
true of any person.
No.
Not if you're embracing the American individualism shit, then we all have you might have a better advantage being born in a city than in a
sure.
if schools are better in one place. There is no uniformity or
no. How about if you were born into money? You know?
Exactly. I don't know. It's just whatever. I feel very like, I think I'm not alone in feeling kind of this nihilism right now. Like
it's very hard not to sink into that.
And it's August.
And it's
I also, here's the thing. I think I will have optimism in the fall because that's my pattern. Like the fall is like better. And also the world is a shit show. The world is a shit show.
Yeah.
Which I can't even get into right now. Yeah. But here we are. We're in this country in the middle of this ideological civil war, and it's fucking depressing. Mm-hmm. It's depressing.
It is.
I would like to think that the voices of good will like come out over the voices of ill.
Man, I hope so. I'd like to believe that too, but it's a battle. It's a struggle. It's a real struggle. I mean, the fact that we're still scared about this virus, like,
well, I feel like that's like a human nature thing too, because it's new.
Well, but what I meant was, because we didn't defeat it, you know, like this should have been taken care of, and we should have given the vaccine to other countries. And there's a lot that we should have done differently. And it sucks that our own fellow citizens are the ones dropping the ball.
We should have paid people to stay home in the fucking first place and not said it was going to magically go away.
Absolutely.
Because that was never... Anyone who was reading the science knew that was a fucking lie. Whatever. I don't want to be depressed about America because we live there. Well, and also, I don't know. I mean... How do we move through this to a place of like unity or something? I don't know. We should all be like getting together and like battling climate change.
Even that fucking thing, people can't. We should. Of course, we should be doing that. Of course, we should. But you want to talk about nihilism? There's people that just don't fucking care because it's not going to affect them. And they can't imagine their like great grandchildren.
But
so they
it
don't give a
will
fuck.
Affect them. That's what I think that's a stupid argument because it will.
It won't affect them in the way that is going to be so meaningful. Like, it's not going to affect them as much as it's going to affect the
future
children, their children's children. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this. Can you change the subject? Because I brought
it. Why don't you change the subject?
Because I think I'm in a dark mental space.
Yeah. I know. It's hard. It's fucking hard. What's a fun thing that we could talk about?
The Pursuit of Love on Amazon, which I love.
Let's talk about that. Let's do like an early recommendations. We'll talk about things that we like. Pursuit of Love on Amazon is great. It's a 3-episode show. And it's based on a book, right?
Yeah. Okay. So like Emily Mortimer, who I fucking love anyway, she like adapted it and directed it and is in it.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Speaking of like art and TV and whatever, auditions they're like killing me. Cause I had like,
this is to change the subject.
Well, just that like, I thought it was funny that I had that. Remember they got the audition last week?
Yeah.
And they were like, it's due in 12 hours. And then it was like 15 pages of stuff.
Yeah.
And like, this is a whole thing in the industry now that people are talking about. It's going kind of viral online.
Yeah.
Is that actors are saying like, hey, don't send us 15 pages to memorize in 12 hours that we have to do at home.
Yeah.
And so like, this is an interesting little thing that's going on. And there's a SAG election. Speaking of elections.
True.
There's this SAG election. I know I talked about Pursuit of Love and now I'm talking about acting, but it made me think about all this stuff, which might be interesting because people do like to hear about this. I've gotten feedback on this before. They like to hear about like things that are going on in the industry. And the SAG election is between like a group of people led by Matthew Modine or a group of people led by Fran Drescher.
Right.
And so apparently this election has gotten like super nasty, and there's like a big article in the LA magazine about all of this like mudslinging that's going on.
Which we've never really seen in SAG elections before. Yeah. That's wild.
The thing. It's like this whole like ideological civil war of America has now trickled down into like our dumb, like insulated little industry
I hope it happens in high school elections.
Democracy. You think?
Yeah, I hope it happens in student council.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I mean, it's kind of like it makes me laugh because the Screen Actors Guild is like they represent actors. So of course like there's going to be drama, right? Like there's drama. Like it just kind of makes sense a little bit, don't you think?
Do you think they're doing this on purpose?
Yeah, like I feel like there's like a drama there.
What?
Because actors represent the other actors in this.
This is going to be a series. The SAG elections. It's going to be a series. Oh, they're doing a reality show. That's what it is.
They should do a reality show.
Should they?
No, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Anyway, I just thought that was like an interesting little microcosm of America has like now trickled down into this. It's like a Trump and Hillary thing. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want to talk about that's interesting and not depressing?
I wanted to talk more about Pursuit of Love because it's really it's about a female friendship from like 1927 to the 50s maybe or something like that. Like when does it end?
Post-war.
Post-war, yeah. And it's Lily James.
Barely post-war.
Oh, what's her name?
Oh, I don't know the other actress.
This is the first thing that we'd seen her in. I'll look it up so people don't get mad.
Oh my gosh! But remember my mom was like, I was like, Mom, you got to watch Pursuit of Love, and she was like, I can't. And I was like, why? And she was like, I'm very angry at that.
Oh, that's right,
Dominic West, because he's in the Pursuit of Love, and I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, oh, he was messing around with Lily James. And because there was like a whole scandal where he was like seen with Lily James and he's a married man. Yeah. And I guess it like caused some marital issues. And I was like, wait, you're following that? Like I was stunned.
I was surprised.
I was surprised that she said that.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are you following this? Like, I didn't even feel like that was like an in my face thing, like the way that like the Kardashians are or something. Yeah. And I was like I just had like seen little bits and pieces here and there. Of course, you know, she watches Graham Norton like crazy.
That's right.
She's like a Graham Norton. And I'm sure she saw like Lily James on Graham Norton.
I bet Graham made some jokes.
She loves Graham Norton. And I was like, you have to watch it. It's so well done. Yeah. And I think Emily Mortimer is such a talented director.
Yeah.
I was like, really I really want to be like, I want to work with her. I love her.
Emily Beecham is she's really the lead of the show.
She kind of, she's a sort of the straight.
And she's
a straight woman of it. Because it's a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
I'd say dramedy. Mm-hmm. Maybe, right?
Yeah. It's very. It's like a lot of emotion, but it's very light. You know, it's never a bummer.
Not all of it.
Yeah, not all of it, but it's never a bummer.
Right.
Yeah, it's really well done.
It's lovely.
Yeah,
it's 3 episodes. I was very excited about it.
Yeah. We really enjoyed it.
Also, I thought all the acting was uniformly superb. Didn't you think?
Absolutely.
And like Lily, like, and it's very, it's kind of, don't you think the tone is a little over the top?
Yes, it is. Sort of, I would compare it to like maybe Wes Anderson in terms of
I knew
like,
it was going to like tickle your Wes Anderson itch.
Yeah, in terms of the groundedness, like, but also the sort of whimsy of it. I mean, there's nothing like that's, you know, magical realism or anything.
No, it's not. Oh, thank God, because magical realism is not my deal.
That is not your deal. You hated Amelie.
But I try to do the magical realism stuff every now and then. Yes. And I do like some of it. Mm-hmm. Like I loved Jojo Rabbit.
Jojo Rabbit was so good.
Oh,
I want to recommend Reservation Dogs on Hulu, which is like, it made me think of something. I remember when I was younger, and do you remember Moesha? It was on the WB.
Yes.
Starring Brandy.
Yes.
And I remember thinking of myself as a sort of enlightened at the time and watching that show and thinking, oh, this isn't for me. This is not aimed at me.
Okay.
But how wonderful that, Black people have this show, a network sitcom or whatever. And I really thought, like, oh, I'm not supposed to watch. This is not for me. I'm not supposed to watch it, And
yet you were.
Well, I watched an episode.
You were supposed to.
Well, that's the thing. Is like
you were supposed to.
So when I was watching Reservation Dogs, which is so funny, and without being steeped in the culture of Native Americans, it's still extremely enjoyable. It communicates everything enough so that there was there was an example where, it stars these 4 kids who I'd never seen anything before. They're tremendous. They're so funny and so good. They go to this house of one of their uncles, and there's an owl. It's like one of those owls that's supposed to scare away pigeons, or whatever that you put on top of your house. And it's hanging there, and the kids all react to like, oh shit, no, not an owl. And then there's a close up of this owl hanging from this porch, and they pixelated out the eyes of the owl. Now look, I don't know the details of what owls mean in that culture, why it's immediately like, oh fuck, this is terrible. The pixelating out the eyes.
Yeah.
Even without fully getting it, that detail is so funny. It's so funny.
Well, the specificity of it, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's
and it's like I don't know I don't know why they did that. I mean, I don't know the reason why they did that, but knowing that they did that, there is a reason behind it. It's so fucking funny that they did that. And I realized, oh, this is for everybody.
Of course.
This is for people to watch. And it's like, it's not about putting things in different little boxes and like, here, you get this and you get this. It's like, this is their art. They're making it. It is for their audience, for people seeing themselves represented, and their humor and their tropes represented on screen. But that doesn't mean like I'm not allowed to watch it. It's not against me,
Right.
And it's really, I think it's so funny. It's 3 episodes in now as of this recording.
But that's the best thing about like art that is transcendent like that in a way, because it the specificity of it can still strike your funny bone.
Yeah.
Because you can relate to the human condition of like not wanting to see the out, like being scared of it. Like the fear, the emotion of that is relatable, even if you don't understand the sort of like significance.
Yeah. But also like,
but it's also educational, right? Because now you're like,
want to know,
want to know more.
Absolutely.
And like be inquisitive about that world and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, that's a good recommendation. I'll have to check that out.
I think you will like it. I think you'll like it. Yeah, I do. It's really.
But is it magical realism?
No, it's not.
Okay,
it's not.
Okay.
It's everybody in it is great. It's like an amazing cast of very few people that you've ever seen before.
Which I like.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though,
man, I like that too. I know.
I still watch 9 Perfect Strangers. Fine, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to not watch Nicole Kidman.
I know.
So
in this house, we watch Nicole Kidman.
In this house,
in wealthy white dramas.
If you have Nicole, you like her in gritty stuff too. Remember how enamored you became with her in that cop thing that you, you like stayed up late watching, and I was like, I get it. And Nicole Kidman.
I get it. You want to see her not be sexy.
She is like sexy in everything.
It was not a great movie, but she was. She's always great. I think she's really good, and she was great in that movie. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, what was it? It was like we had a screener.
Yeah, we had a screener.
And you were like, it was like, she's so good. It did it. Like you couldn't stop talking about it. And I was like, I wasn't in that movie as much.
It's also fun when you stumble on a thing and you don't know anything about it. Like when you haven't seen a trailer, you haven't read anything, and you just see that the story unfolds for you the way it's supposed to. You have zero foreknowledge.
But like she can carry a film. Like, I mean, she can carry a film even if it's like not compelling story and writing. Like she's just, you're just in it there sometimes, like with her, I think. Yeah. I mean,
what did you ask me? Like what Keith Urban says when he sees her in it?
You're not supposed to say that on the podcast.
It's fantastic. Babe.
It's like, babe.
It's fantastic, babe.
Babe is so good, babe. Oh, no, like he's like,
slam dunk.
He's like, oh, they had to watch The Undoing, then they had to watch Nine Perfect Strangers.
Yeah, exactly.
Undoing is like, babe, you're so good, and
you
then
crushed it.
And then it's like Nine Perfect Strangers is like, babe.
I don't know how you keep doing it.
Did. It's like,
I don't know how you keep doing it. You crushed it again.
I feel like he's like not even that specific. He's just like, babe.
I disagree. I think,
babe.
I think he is. I think Keith Urban is blown away every time.
She's blown away, but she's blown away by him.
Sure,
when
absolutely.
he's like singing at those awards.
Yeah. She knows all the words.
She's always like,
dancing.
She's like grooving or whatever.
Absolutely.
And then he's like watching these fucking prestige dramas. Like,
he's done it again.
He's seeing her like get smacked around by Alexander. What's his name's
Alexander Skarsgård.
So whatever the SARS. He's the SARS or the Scars.
SARS or Scars. Pick a lane.
And he's like watching that, and then he's watching like Big Little Lies, and then he's watching Nine Perfect Strangers, and every time he's like, "Oh my god, babe."
He's watching The Undoing. He's like, "Is that you singing?"
Did
you sing the thing?
You did the thing. You did the thing. You did the thing.
That's you doing the thing. Babe.
And then they have fucking sex every fucking time.
Every time.
He
knows it. He knows that it. Like, look, he believes it, but he also knows it's going to make it happen.
He's like, but and then they have like a little viewing party, and he like has it. I don't know. Do you think he has it like catered in their Nashville mansion, or like what do they have? Like, how does that work?
I think first of all, I think they watch all the shows in bed, right?
Because they have to fuck.
Exactly.
They have to fuck.
They know the drill.
Because they're like so hot for each other.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like constantly.
It's just like us.
She's like instantly wet. He's like instantly hard.
Jesus Christ.
And they watch it and they're fucking and they're drinking fucking champagne in bed.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's like strawberries and shit. And they're just like, and then they
Do you know what though?
They finish enjoying.
I bet it's beer. Because they're Australian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I bet it's beer. I bet they drink beer.
No, they do not drink beer. Those bodies do not drink beer.
They're Australian. They just absorb it.
You think Nicole Kidman puts beer in that body?
Yes, I think behind closed doors, she and Keith Urban are pounding tall boys. And then each other.
And appreciating one another's work. They're like appreciating it.
Exactly. Do you think that's like during sex they're complimenting each other?
I think they're human, but they're
also dancer?
I think they're like obviously they're human, we're all human. But they're not. They're like better. They're like the better version of human. They're like
that's why I think they drink beer.
They're like iOS 27.
You're saying like if we're Big Sur, they are what? Machu Picchu?
No, they're like Mars. They're like fucking Mars. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? They probably will fuck on Mars. They'll be the first couple to fuck on Mars.
I don't know, man. I think like I don't know. Like if I could meet them and be around them, then maybe they could like rub some of their mojo off or something on me. Just like being in their being in their rarefied air of them.
Yeah, if they put spells on us, sure.
Okay.
Well, let's wrap it up. Look, we are...
Wrap it up.
I'll take it. That song haunts me.
Wrap it up.
It's in my head too much.
Wait, what is it? How does it go?
That's how it goes. Wrap it up, I'll take it.
They say wrap it up.
They say wrap it up, I'll take it.
Is it about a sandwich? What is it about?
Is it about a... Come on.
For real.
It's a love song.
It's about love?
Yes.
Wrap it up, I'll take it, and it's about fucking love?
The guy is saying essentially, oh, her? Wrap it up, I'll take it.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
I'm assuming that's what it's about. Here's the worst part. Like, there's a breakdown where the guy goes, wrap it up. I hate it so much.
Wait a minute. Is it Glenn Fry?
No, it is not Glenn Fry. It's the Fabulous Thunderbirds.
Oh.
The Fabulous Thunderbirds was the last time you could have a you could have a hit with a lead singer who looked like your friend's dad. You got to look them up.
Wrap it up. Wait, that's about a love?
Yeah. It's like a, sex song or whatever. You know what I mean? What do you think it's about? You think it's about a sandwich? Come on, Janie. Now who's being naive?
Don't say my name.
Say my name, say my name.
Wait, you can't say my name.
When you are explaining.
Wait a minute.
Do you remember you were on that kick where you were saying my first name a lot? And
yeah, you got so mad at
me. I didn't like it.
And then you fucking just did it to me.
Yeah. How's it feel? Janie?
Stop it.
All right, we got to
fucking
go. Look, stayfhomekins on Instagram.
Stop it.
Stayfhomekins at gmail.com if you want to write to us. We love when you write to us. We read everything. Thank you for listening. We'll be back in a couple weeks, okay? Until then, stay... Hey, what happened? Hey, where'd you go?
I don't know.
You really shut down just now. That was chilling.
I can't stop thinking about that song.
Stop. You have to, because I can't stop. So one of us has to not be thinking about Wrap It Up.
It's the baby shark of...
Wrap it up. To-do. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Until then,
stay safe,
stay sane, and stay strong
against the Delta variant.